What are we? I don't think there's anybody who is beautiful more than you. Like, they are all below you. That's how I see you. You are more beautiful than anyone, yeah.
You're sweet.
A hot new bombshell enters the villa.
I actually kind of like Courtney. She's actually a pretty interesting woman. I was kind of hoping I'd get to flirt with her a little bit.
I don't feel threatening from Colt, but I start to think, like, what's going on here?
Awesome! A new 90-day spinoff, A Hunt for Love, has officially premiered. It's a single show that has brought back some old cast members to a resort in Mexico, almost like a cheap version of Love Island. And on this resort, they mix some old cast members with some new confused cast members that apparently had no idea that they would be on a 90-day show.
It's about some TV show, and I'm really not sure of that group, so I'm trying to figure out what's going on.
The mix makes sense because you can't just expect all of the 90-day people to want to date each other, and most of them know each other. But the random new people, I saw someone calling them NPCs, you see them, but kind of forget that they're there until they talk to an old cast member or they talk in an interview and you're like, oh yeah, you're here too. You even notice the old cast members just like talking over and ignoring them.
No, I actually just wanted to, like,
Adios.
I'm outside of everything.
So this new show's cast list leaked quite a while ago. We've known who's going to show up and be a part of this new show. So there wasn't really an element of surprise when we found out one by one who the old 90-day cast members were. They did the reveal with a whole masquerade party. But again, no surprise when we met each person. I felt that the most when they tried to hide Tim's face with that big mask. And then he pulls up his mask. Oh, it's Tim. Same with Colt. We knew that Colt was divorced from Vanessa because of 90 Day Diaries airing, so not a shock when we saw him, but it was satisfying to see him squirm in a social setting like this. I really wish he wore the wizard robe. That would have made this so much more fun. We all know he'd rather be at home behind his computer, 7 times a day. I will say though, even though we knew who the cast was and some of the leaked information about what happens, I did get excited when I saw this, wondering what was going to happen next, and mostly because I did get surprised by one thing. And that one thing was Usman. Apparently, this guy slides into all of the DMs of the women from the show, and not just the older women. That's not the surprising part though. It was interesting that we did see Usman on the show at all. I actually really thought he got married at one point, but guess what? It was just a music video.
I want to have like 2 or 3 kids, if possible. And there's no way I can get that with other ladies. And that's why I'm here. But I think maybe like there are 90 days people here. I don't want to see Big Ed here. And I also don't want to see Angela here.
And I mean, no one wants to see them, but that's the age range he's thinking of, 50 plus. Which is the running joke he gets in the first few episodes.
So I'm curious as to why he's here, to meet all these young singles. He might have better luck at a retirement home.
But back to me being actually surprised. Nothing prepared me for when we first see Courtney, and she says that she noticed someone she had vacationed with she was now seeing at the resort. We knew from the leak that she would be here, which is kind of crazy because she was on the very first season of Before the 90 Days in 2017. It was actually the same season that we saw Jesse and Darcy on. She dated Antonio, and obviously it didn't work out. But that's where this just gets wild. We see Courtney in her mask, recognizing that someone, and that someone turns out to be Usman.
I stayed the night at his hotel a few times. He just completely stopped talking to me.
So I wasn't surprised that this guy was sliding into everyone's DMs. I was surprised that someone responded and he actually vacationed with someone from the show under 50.
Usman saw my stories and reached out to me hey, I'm coming to Istanbul. Do you want to hang out? And I was like, sure.
I guess I'm just used to seeing Usman with older women. I don't know, that just completely caught me off guard. And I'm guessing too that the producers were also like, wait, what? You guys went on a vacation together and then he ghosted you? I guess what I'm saying is this felt like a real situation, a real thing that happened. Not just some made-up storyline they were trying to push. Because not only is Courtney saying that happened, Usman, when he first sees her, tries to act like he doesn't recognize Courtney at all.
We met before?
Spent a week with you, showing you the city every day, sleeping in your hotel room, and you don't know me. Okay.
He said he was joking, but like, what? He says at first that they were pretty hammered, but they had a really good time. But then he comes around at one point and says that he's still into her. And now she's somehow his number one, at least to her face. But then he's also like, oh, Chantel, she's so beautiful. And Chantel, when he goes and approaches her, has no idea who he is.
But you don't know me? For real, be honest.
I don't know you. Who are you?
So he gets all but her, and it starts all this drama for the next 2 episodes. Chantel doesn't trust Usman. She thinks he's a scammer. And really, no one in the cast seems to trust him.
Usman has a track record, and it's old white ladies that give him PlayStations.
You can tell that the producers brought in Jen and Tim to guarantee that there would be some sort of X drama. They even set up lunches to have Jen spill the tea on Tim. But no one cares about Jen. I don't care about Jen. If anything, I'm way more interested in this whole Usman and Courtney thing. And it feels way less forced because I think it's just occurring. So while we're watching this, I got a little bit confused by how Colt was going to come into play with Courtney, because I didn't notice Colt and Courtney interacting on camera a lot. I did notice them sitting together once or twice, but on Between the Sheets, Cole shares how he and Courtney actually started talking.
I was hungry. So I went in trying to find some food, and I found Courtney.
So sometime after the masquerade party, but before this awkward flirting seminar, they hit it off camera. And when I say that this flirting class, whatever it was awkward, I just about died of cringe.
I love you, I love you, I love you.
You love me?
I love you, my baby Cassidy.
Oh, baby, I love you so much.
And this is where we first learn on the actual show that Colt is into Courtney.
She's very sweet. She's actually a pretty interesting woman. I was kind of hoping I'd get to flirt with her a little bit.
But they still, again, don't really interact on camera much. Instead, we get more drama between Chantel and Usman.
You told people that you would want to punch me
If you're a man, I will.
if I was a man.
Yeah, but you're a woman, so I can't.
What's up?
But you do see all 3 people interact at the end of the night. The new hunt for love throuple. And Usman seems to catch on that something is going on, because he randomly tries to get Courtney to go back to his room with him in front of Colt.
So hungry.
I'm tired. I want to go home. I just want to go to my room and just go to bed straight. Are you coming?
But he doesn't even do it in a very inviting way, and it doesn't work.
You said you want to go to bed straight.
Yeah, but...
So what does that imply?
Courtney doesn't seem like she'd be that hard to romance, but Usman's terrible at it. I think that he's the one that's used to just being romanced by older women, and he just goes along with it. He has absolutely no idea how to pick someone up his own age. And Colt definitely picks up on the fact that Usman doesn't have a lot of game.
I don't do much, but maybe you buy me a PlayStation.
That's Usman.
So we see a lot of previews of other episodes, future episodes. We know that Colt and Courtney will get together in some way. But I definitely was not expecting this love triangle between Usman, Courtney, and Colt. I didn't see that coming at all. And I am so curious to see how long this triangle lasts, because we know that Colt is going to get injured on this show. If you don't know, Colt injured himself on The Last Resort, and apparently he does something that injures his leg again on this show. But we know it's coming. Colt is going to injure himself. And I'm going to be so curious to know how they explain it, because he injured himself on The Last Resort and they didn't show any of that. And apparently they're showing an ambulance on this show, and they're showing Colt, so they're going to have to explain what happened to him. Really curious how they're going to handle that. So, what do you think of these first 2 episodes of A Hunt for Love? I definitely like it better than The Last Resort. I don't like the repetitive storylines with Jen and Tim. I think that the more natural drama that's coming out is much more interesting. I'm also really sick of Rob. I think he's a production plant at this point. We've had, 4 back-to-back seasons with him on it? No thanks. If Jen and Rob could just run off to the sunset together, we didn't have to see them again. That'd be great. Make sure to follow me on Instagram if you haven't already. And also, this is my QR code to my Snapchat. Make sure to follow my public profile. I will be posting often on there. Anyways, thanks for watching. Bye!